All right, peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give an honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, Yaakov. Give a double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Give a double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to go into a quick little discussion. I want to talk about this guy by the name of Will Miltz, if I'm pronouncing his name right. And he was saying some things about the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, right? Now, before we even go into this, you know, most of these guys that make these statements about, you know, he made a statement saying that all you Hebrew Israelites, all you do is stand on the street corners and being insulting to black women and black men or whatever he's saying, right? Or insulting to people, right? But when you look at they videos, the first thing that they will put on there is Black Hebrew Israelites. And this is how stupid this guy is, because black is a color out of the crayon book. There's no black. I'm looking at this man right now with a Yankees hat on and a polo sweater, and you know he doesn't look black. He's a brown skin with, you know, a beard and a Yankee hat on. This is how stupid our people has been resorted to. And see, one of the reasons why this is going on is because why? It's because of slavery. Slavery did not teach the so-called black man about who he is from a nationalistic standpoint. Let me rephrase this. The American system during slavery did not allow the so-called black man in this country to maintain his nationality. See? And the educational system in this country taught us that we're savages that live in the jungle of a subhuman level. So when you go for a job interview, let's look at this. They have the listings in the box. You either black, Hispanic, or white. Those are racial identities that was put on different groups of people. But we got people like this that sit on the podcast and they call us Black Hebrew Israelites, but the term black is just a color. That's a color out the crayon box. But if you ask this man what is his nationality, he either gonna say he's an African American, he's from Haiti, he's from Nigeria, he's from the Dominican Republic. But here it is, all those folks that came over there, they came over there via the slave trade. And then another thing too, right? He talks about how Black Hebrew Israelites are very insulting towards the black community and other folks and things of this nature, but he don't say things about how the black community are very disrespectful and insulting towards Hebrew Israelites that's on the street corner. They don't say that, right? They never talk about that. They don't talk about how women walk up to men that they don't even know. They don't even know these guys from can of paint. And men do this too. They walk up to these individuals and they just say all type of disrespectful words to these brothers. And then, granted, I will agree, that you have some of the brothers, they may respond, in a certain type of way that a lot of times is not productive to the message that you trying to set. But at the end, in the same instance, a person is a human being. If a person comes up to you and get all in your face and call you all type of bitches and all this type of stuff, well, a lot of times you may respond the same way that they responded. So, but you have guys like this, they don't tell, because in every story is 3 or 4 sides to the story. They never do this. And his profession, or one of his professions, he may have multiple streams of income. I don't know, and kudos to the brother if he does, right? But I'm kind of losing my train of thought. But here's the thing. You say that Hebrew Israelites are bums and things of this nature. They don't have nothing going on. But you got a lot of Hebrew Israelites that got multiple businesses, multiple streams of income. See, people call you a bum because you don't have the latest designer clothes on. This is the whole concept of a lot of these guys. This is nothing but little kid stuff, right? He's a bum because he don't have Nike a pair of Jordans on, right? I was looking at his page, and he was saying that the brother was selling beads and things of this nature. He said he's doing the same thing that his daughter is doing. But you got people that sell beads on the internet, and they make a lot of money. I see Caucasians selling beads. I see the regular person, the regular black person. Since you like to use the word black, I see the average black person that's on the. I know a woman personally that sells fake jewelry, and she makes a lot of good money off of making fake jewelry. So when you insult Hebrew Israelites for doing the same thing, are you insulting the sisters and the brothers, or the so-called white folks that do the same profession? Are they children because they make beads just like your daughter? But where did your daughter get that whole concept from? I bet you any kind of money she got it from probably watching the internet or watching some other grown person do the same thing. See, this is how stupid these black folks is. Everything that they can't beat you with history. They can't beat you with current events. Everything that they say about you is it's a shaming tactic. Because we do something better with our funds in order, instead of always buying New York Yankee hats or designer chains, right, that may cost a lot of money, or a lot of these guys buy these chains, they don't even own the chain, right? They paying monthly they paying monthly installments, or they paying a monthly bill on the chain just to look like something. Or these polo shirts. You know how many clothes and shoes I got in my closet? You know what I'm saying? I don't even wear that stuff. A lot of times I dress like a bum because the places that I'm really going to is where I'm going to work. I go to work. You know what I'm saying? Or I may go pick up my nephew from school. Since we don't do nothing productive, a lot of us take care of kids that A lot of you folks don't even want to take care of. You niggas had kids, and then you don't even be fathers to your own kids. Then the uncle, you know what I'm saying, the auntie or the grandmama got to sit up here and take the responsibility of kids that you niggas sit out here and have that you not even responsible of taking care of. You'll take care of your main broad kids, but the kids that you got down the street, you don't even take care of the kids. Now I got to go to school and go pick up my nephew because, nigga, you don't even want to take care of your son. A lot of you niggas is in prison, right? You in prison. And a lot of you is still running the streets. So it's very interesting to me on how he talk about how we bums. But a lot of you cats don't even take care of your families. A lot of you comedians, y'all go around, y'all have a tour. Let's say y'all got like a 50-state tour or a 30-state tour. You go around these different states in the so-called black community. These women in these black communities do it too. And y'all have unprotected sex or protected sex with all these different women. You ain't trying to be committed to nothing. Right? And then a lot of times, y'all niggas that be comedians, y'all are very insulting to the audience just as well. You call them bitches and hoes, and you disguise it as being jokes. See? Everything is funny. But let's look at this real quick. Since this so-called black man, right? Let's call him the black man, is because that's what he refers. He refers to himself as a shade of color, right? That he don't even look like. You can go in the crayon box right now, and they got all the colors in there. They got brown and they got black. He gonna choose black. This how stupid this nigga is, right? Since we're not doing nothing productive, let's bring some productivity to Will Mills, right? America, the home of the brave, the land of the free, all the countries around the world is walking away from America. Why is that, Mr. Mills? It's because just like you say that the black community, the Hebrew Israelites, the black Hebrew Israelites is very insulting to the community, this is what America is doing. America was being very insulting to these different countries. Well, what do you mean by that, sir? America is telling these countries around the world, say, look, we want to spread our philosophy and culture to these countries. We want to take over your natural resources. And if you don't do what we say, we're going to bomb your families. We're going to set up sanctions. Sanctions is nothing but a fancy word of saying that we're going to starve your kids. We're going to starve the women, right? And we're going to starve you. This is what America is doing to these different countries. So as a result, what is the country doing? They're setting up their own economical system, right? Which is a banking system. The so-called black man, the so-called black community don't do it. We brag and we boast every year, 4 or 5 years. Every time election go around, we always sitting in our car talking about our voting. But you doing all this voting, but here it is, Saudi Arabia, which signed a treaty with America back in the day, said that they would not do business with other countries selling crude oil. Now they're selling hundreds of millions of dollars in crude oil to China, and eventually they're going to start giving it to Russia. So what does that mean for America? Right? What does that mean for America? that means that America, the American economy is gonna fucking what? It's gonna fall. And a lot of you black folks don't, because you so stupid, you don't even realize that you're going to be the first ones that's going to suffer from the situation. See, you're not going to, that Yankee hat that you got on, that polo jacket, that polo sweater that you got on, you know what's going to happen? You're going to eat it. See, you're going to eat it. It's because when the economy falls, ain't no if. When the economy falls, a lot of you guys is gonna starve to death. That's what's finna fucking happen in this country. So the person that you sitting around here talking about is very insulting. And see, another thing too, they always try to equate us with as being the most disrespectful, insulting people on the planet. But here it is. The black community is the most insulting. Now, I wouldn't even say the black community. I'm talking about the so-called white man. He's the most insulting and disrespectful person on the face of the planet. But you will never hear this guy talk about that. You don't hear this guy talking about how the Caucasian community is setting up an educational system that is teaching young men and young women that it's okay to run around here with dresses on, right? They gonna come in your community and they gonna teach your kids about transgenderism. And also, they coming into the community and telling you that slavery never existed. But this is the people that we listen to. We subscribe to these people, right? To get laughs and jokes, right? And this nigga ain't even talking about nothing that's productive or educational for the community. A lot of these folks, do you talk about the thugs that's in the neighborhood that's running around that's fucking shooting these 5-year-old kids? You don't talk about that. You know why? It's because you a punk and you a coward. You will never talk about the Crips and the Bloods, right? The essays and the Latin Kings that's running around killing these little kids. That's introducing these little kids to a lifestyle that is very unproductive. That's sitting around here got these kids in prison for life sentences, right? For behaviors that they have picked up on the streets. You will never talk about these type of things. Why? It's because these are the same people they supporting your shit. So, in actuality, you a supporter of a lot of these different thugs that's in the streets, that's running around, that's killing folks. I was listening to his podcast. He was sitting around here listening to Method Man and all them. And you know, they very creative and stuff like that. I come from the hip-hop community. But really, what is Method Man, Ghostface Killer, all these guys, right? What are they bringing to the black community? A lot of those entertainers, they was running around. They too having unprotected sex with all these different women. You know, it was a Republican dude. I think he's from New York too. You know, he knew a lot about politics, but he used to jump on the Democrats a lot, right? But he was a staunch Republican. He's a so-called black man. And he was on the Queen Flip show. You know, they used to go back and forth. And he was a supporter of Donald Trump, which I don't care about Democrat or Republican. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this guy, he used to talk about the Democrats, and black folks, because they didn't vote and all this type of stuff, blah, 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 this and that. Some things I agree with and some things I didn't, right? But check it. This guy, allegedly, I don't really know this for sure. I think it's true, but I don't really know. So I'm going to say that all of this is alleged. He suddenly died, right? Out of nowhere, the man died. And do you know what they said the cause of death of this brother was what the cause of death with him was? It was what? It was AIDS. So it was a big rumor. This is about 3, 4, 5 years ago. It was a big rumor running around that this guy had AIDS. So if he had AIDS, that means that what? That he wasn't responsible. He was not responsible. He was running around. He was having sex with all these different women. And that's really what the black community do. What's that, Isaiah 10 and 30? Or 30 and 10, I forget. The black community, all we want is smooth talk. See, we want comedy. We want entertainment. We want somebody to laugh. We want to laugh and joke. We want to go to picnics. We want to celebrate Christmas and Easter. We want to celebrate Halloween. We want to sit in the chair looking like the Game of Thrones, but we don't understand what's going on. We don't understand what's going on around us. We don't understand. And you know what? We don't give a shit. We go back and forth with one another. All this brother had to do was go right and talk to some of these people personally. But you know what we do? We go on our podcast and we talk crazy about other people, disguising as if we care about the community when we don't. A lot of these black folks, men and women, all we do, this is like I just named some of the things, but some of the other things that we do, just like that man caught AIDS, right? Allegedly. He allegedly caught AIDS, so what was he doing? He was having unprotected sex with multiple women. And you don't even know the man personal sexual history. He could have been sleeping with men too. See? Everything is fun and games with us. But like I said before, Saudi Arabia is moving away from America. Saudi Arabia was one of the main distributors of crude oil or oil to America. And they signed a treaty and said that we'll never do business with other people except America. But the reason why they turned their back on America and the rest of these countries is because America was very insulting and they was very disrespectful towards the people of these different countries that they was doing business with. They'll come over there, they assassinate their leaders, see? They assassinate their leaders and they set up puppet leaders, right, to take the natural resources from these people. But you don't hear this nigga talking about nothing like that. You know why? It's because, see, if he does that, his channel will be shut down. So what he has to do is, and a lot of them ain't even thinking about nothing like that. He's looking at a small group of people. The so-called Black Hebrew Israelites is a small group of people that's on the street corners. And a lot of us is not insulting and we're not disrespectful towards the people. A lot of times it's the people that's being disrespectful and insulting. But the Bible says what? That if they make their face hard towards you, you got to make your face hard towards them. See? But what is going to happen in the upcoming future? Because it's going to happen, and it's happening right now. America is $33 trillion in debt. And all the countries that they doing business with, that they was very insulting, calling Saudi Arabia saying niggas and all this type of stuff, now they leaving America. What is America gonna do now? See? What is going to happen to this country when she lose her grip on all these folks that was giving her natural resources? You know what's going to happen? The economy is going to fall. And you know what's going to happen to a lot of you Negroes? You're going to eat that Yankee hat. You're going to eat them $100 million shoes that you've been buying. See, Mills, he don't really know this. He represents the arrogancy of the so-called white man. This man ain't nothing but a Caucasian in blackface. Or so-called blackface. You got me saying that. Well, let's say that because that's what he view us as. He view us as the color, right? He view us as different shades of color. So let's use that. This black man that's talking about Hebrew Israelites. So he's saying every Hebrew Israelite on the face of this planet is very insulting and disrespectful towards the black community. And that's not true. See? That's not true. He's using the same rhetoric that the Ku Klux Klan or the so-called white man used on black folks when they used to put us on milk cartons, on cans and things of this nature, cigarette things, big lips, big red lips, big nose, right? All this type of stuff. This is what this guy's doing. But he represent the Caucasian in his arrogancy. The way he's talking, the way he's running his mouth against us as a people, this is the same fucking rhetoric that the so-called white man does to these other countries. You do what I tell you to do. You don't know nothing. I know everything. You ain't shit. All this is the same stuff that he's doing. And you know what's going to happen to a lot of you black folks? It's sad to say, a lot of you is going to reap the whirlwind. Because, like, I got to say this again. I got to keep saying this. The economy is going to fall. It's going to crash in your time, in your lifetime. It's because what is holding the economy up? The military of the United States of America is holding the economy up. Saudi Arabia is turning away from America. This is one of the major distributors of crude oil. This is how you able to buy these $1 million shoes, these $1 million shirts. You can sit in this chair. You can smoke all the weed and all the cigarettes all you want to. Once the military fails, and it's gonna fail, it's already failing. There's no people joining the army no more. See, America don't even have a lot of weaponry anymore. That's how stupid this guy is. Do you understand that America don't even have a lot of weaponry anymore? You know that Russia is leading America in the weaponry? America done already said that they gave a great bulk of their weaponry to who? To Ukraine. See, this guy is not talking about major issues in the community, y'all. He's not talking about this. America is telling the world that they don't have a lot of weapons. Joe Biden just said it on national TV. We done gave all the shit away to Ukraine. and these other countries that they sell arms to. So what is happening, folks? What's happening in the world? What can we give to the black community? America is already in World War III, so-called black community. They're already in World War III. You just don't see it. It's because the bombs ain't dropping over here. But they're already at war with different countries. Do you understand that the fact that America is losing their grip and the fact that China is able to buy hundreds and millions of dollars of oil from Saudi Arabia and they don't even have to use the American dollar? Do you understand what that means? That means that America is done. That's what that means. Russia, when Russia was fighting the war against Syria, they was over there fighting with the United States over there with they didn't fight against Syria, they was helping Syria against America, right? Russia fighting the war against Ukraine. America was trying to put sanctions on Russia and it didn't work. Russia was still able to sell their oil to different countries. So what does that mean? That means that America is finished. So, in conclusion, you black folks, you keep listening to people like this. And I'm not saying that every Hebrew Israelite on the face of the planet is righteous, because that would be stupid for me to say this. But what you need to start doing is, I listen to a lot of people that I don't necessarily agree with what they say. But what you know what I do? I listen to the things that's important to me, and I take it and I use it for good. See, what you black folks need to start doing is that you need to start listening to these brothers. Go on their page, get certain information that they talking about that you can use for yourself. They always talking about the economy. They always talking about the economy. They talking about a lot of issues that's going on in the so-called black community. How we sit around here and have all this unprotected sex or this protected sex, running around sleeping with anything. See? They talk about major issues that's going on around the world that you can get a lot of information from. But a lot of you niggas, you don't even want to get that. It's because everything that you do is about comedy. See? And see, what's going to happen when America, when her economy is continuing to fall, and that dollar that you got in your pocket that is not backed by anything, when you really find out that dollar is nothing but toilet paper, see, a lot of you, and I'm almost done, a lot of you is you're gonna join the army. Is because America is going to put something in the media that you already do this. Because every time America go to war with these different countries, the first thing that they do is they demonize the country. So when you start to see your economy falling, America is going to really go to war with these countries. And look, they're going to use nuclear weapons. And a lot of you stupid Negroes is going to be fighting a war for America that is really unjust. See? And you're going to lose. You're going to fucking lose. A lot of you is going to die by nuclear destruction. That's how you going to die. So you keep on running your mouth, talking stuff that you really don't know what you talking about. And the end result is a lot of, just like you see that TV show, which, you know, some of it is make-believe, but a lot of you going to be walking around here like the Walking Dead. So with that being said, peace, shalom.